Welcome back to Factorio Megabase. My name is Nilaus, and we are here with our last journey or last chapter of the Megabase. We've done every single science, and the only one is Promethium, the one that is sort of perceived as impossible because it will tank your PC and is also just really difficult. But hey, we like difficult challenges, so this is what we have. We built this in the previous episode, so the giant Promethium ship. We have several of these now, and what they're doing is they will serve two purposes, as we highlighted in the previous episode. They are collecting Promethium, but they're also producing the Promethium science. So you can see here, this is the Promethium science facility, and we're going to continue on building this. So Promethium science is a interesting beast. It requires some Promethium. This is what we've sorted. We require some biter croissants or biter eggs. They look like croissants. So biter croissants, they will not be here this episode. They'll be next episode. What we're going to look at is the quantum processes. So we don't actually need a lot of quantum processes, just one. But if we see that the ships here, the ones that are coming back, they are coming back with, yeah, let's say about 1 million. It should be 995 or 985 or whatever. This is, it's 330000 times 2.5. No, times 3. That's how many batteries are. 990. This should be 990 that it produces in one batch. So for each that it produces here, this recipe has productivity 200%. Over on the right hand side, productivity 200%. So we get 3 times what it says. That means for one quantum processor, we get 30 quant processing, 30 chips. So we just take this thing and divide it by 30. That means we need 33,000 for one trip. So when we go out and produce 990,000, then we need 33,000 Prometheum quantum chips, or quantum processors. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make a giant build. Quantum processors, I want to build it like the science here, where we're actually putting it into these. So let me just start by basically doing the same thing here. Getting that over on this side. And then we're just going to build it. So let's see. We're going to be making everything automatic here. And that will be here. And we're going to start to make a module for this too. And then we're going to be copying it. So that's going to be the... Oops. Here. Rotate. Flip. Good. This needs to be set up. And I will have another one that's 3 tiles away. Like this. Because these can feed internally, and this can feed over on that side. There. So that takes care of the inputs and outputs of this. There. Inputs and outputs. Then we need to have a requester. We're going to do this with robots because, well, robots are just better. There we go. That goes over because then it will be output, output, and input, input. And what will it require? Well, just whatever this one needs. One of each. Probably a little bit more, right? Let's say 50 of each. We don't mind going a little bit over because it will start by filling up a buffer. But once it has filled up the buffer... Oh, this one is twice as much. So this will be 100. There. Good. That's what we can do. Then it'll only sort of supplement with the consumption rate. So it's only for the initial one that it actually matters that it's this high. Then it goes out on this belt, and then next one is obviously we're going to need some of this. And that also needs to be here. And get this one wrapped up. Get, oops, not like this. This one wrapped up. There. And the reason for this is because I actually want this to be here. And then what? Then I'm going to put it into a box. This box will go into 2 temporary boxes, like so. These will get... how much do I... They stack to 200, right? 200... No, stack to 100. Okay, so this will be 1,000. And that will then be put into... with stack inserters, I guess. There. That means we know exactly how close it has to be. There we go. Then we are also going to, and this is kind of one of those things where I don't really think that's necessary, but I kind of like it doing this. That'll just be here, and LDS, and blue. Good. That one also has to be down here. And then we continue this design here, so that now everything is heated. I'm just going to go through with the heat here. And I'm going to go through the heat here. Good. Nothing is powered yet, so let's just get a big power pole like that. That should take care of it. Is this a module? Yeah, with a little bit of light, then it's a module. And then it just needs to be hooked up to the main line here, and then we should be good. Now, this is of course not very fast because I don't have any beacons, so let's add some beacons for this. Here. That one. And that one just happens to be really nice, then I can do that as well. Can I do more? I can do this as well. And as tempting as it is to do the same thing down here, like this, which is really tempting, then I am going to be running out of space for roboports because I need more roboports. So I'm actually going to accept that this one is not as fast as it could be because I want more roboports. Roboports are going to be a major hassle here. And that will go here. Good. Now we actually have a module. This module looks pretty good. I'm going to take it and then I'm going to flip it. And then it fits almost perfectly. Why only almost perfectly? Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, does it? We can just take this part of the module and just get it up here. There we go. That fits better. Great. Then the question is, how close do I want it on either side? Because I do want... This one can't be done. This is what we just said. So it's not going to be here, but you can go out. Alright, and I need this here as well. Okay, and this needs to go up to the next level. This needs to go up to the next one. And a little here. And the same down on this side. Oh, this is perfect. So this was a little bit space. Oh, this should like that. That means the whole thing could actually be moved one tile down, and it would be like here's no space between it. Here is one space between it. So, okay, so it doesn't need to be moved anywhere. Now I'm gonna take this entire thing and flip it horizontally, and then it'll just work, right? Ugh, almost. Why only almost? Ah, right. There's a little bit of things out here. There you go. And up there. There you go. So this is basically the entire module. Is anything missing? No. Well, I think if we have it, space for it, then I'm just gonna take more roboports in, because roboports are gonna be problematic here, because this is all robot based. Oh, interesting. Then let's get those in here. This one is hitting this, but this one is barely not hitting that. Right, okay, that's the whole symmetry thing. Good, but it works, it looks nice, and this is a module. So how much is this module actually producing now? It is producing 48 per second. Does that seem like enough? Seems a little bit low. I kind of wanted it to have more than this. Did we get everything legendary? Legendary. Looks like it's legendary, all of it. Okay, so this is 48 per second. I mean, that's, by the way, that's plenty, because if I look at it here, this means it's producing 7 per second, and the robot can only handle 200. So divided by 7, that means it's 28 seconds. Let's see. Okay, hold on. I think I have to do it for a pair. So this one is making 400, that's 2 rockets, these 2 rockets. Then divided by the crafting speed is 12.2. That means it's 32 seconds to fill up a rocket. We're not going to be launching this continuously every 32 seconds. It's going to come in every 10 minutes or something, and then it's going to do a lot of batching. So we're going to be setting off here. I'm deliberately not sending this into a logistics network, because if I send it into a logistics network, then a lot of it would also go down here, which I really don't want, because that's using robots for transport of quantum chips, which I don't want. So this will be the inbound. We are just going to hook these up. And there we go. Now I've switched these and it works. So what we now have here is a production. Goes in, it feeds into these, and it gets the rockets ready. And they should then be launching, because we have another ship that is coming in, which is desperately trying to fill up the 40,000 that I need. I'm buffering it to 40,000, even though it only needs 33,000 for one loop. So the problem with this is that if I only have this, now I also of course have a lot stored in storage, but if I only have this part here, that means I can only launch 8 times 200. That means 1600. That means if I want to get 33,000 divided by 1600, that means each city block, that means I need 20 city blocks of this just to launch. That's a little bit much, but I do think that there's definitely a merit to making more of these. So I'm going to be saying 2, 3, 4 is good, but then I don't want to go any further up, because if I go any further up, then then it gets too far for the robots to fly to deliver things. And then it would be logical to build it here, but actually if we look at what this one requires, there is another thing. It also requires, like, fluoroketone, we have that already. Carbon fiber coming import, superconductor import, tungsten carbide import, processing unit import. But lithium plate, that's something we need to make, so let's make the lithium plate. Currently, we have a little bit of lithium plate stored, so I am not particularly in panic about getting this one running out of this. So this is going to run for a little bit of time. I need to make sure that I had buffers so I could do this redesign on camera here. So we're going to do lithium now. So lithium is a different kind of beast. Right, we're going to start with a cryogenic plant that makes lithium there, and also productivity. So there's no productivity in the cryogenic plant, but it can have 8 modules. So we get up to 200% productivity, which is lovely. Then I am going to get some beacons. There, beacons here. Right, let's just try sort of filling it, surrounding it a little bit with beacons. There. And it's about making like these beautiful designs. Let's get some power in here. That should power all of it. The thing is, like, this is making lithium, but it's not lithium, it's lithium plate. Lithium plate is made in a simple electric furnace, which is awful. Why not a foundry? Please, foundry. Oh well, can't be so lucky. So this thing here, well, if we are stuck using these, then the question is how many of those? There, and there, and there. And maybe you can be here, and then you can be there and there. So that with productivity. And if I then request some good old lithium, there we go. Let's get some lithium inbound, then we can see how these are working. Obviously they're not working when they're not powered, but this is going to be the design space for this. Okay, and then let's do some of this, and first outputs, and these will also be here and oh, well, that's not good enough. Then I have to be even closer. There, because otherwise they can't reach here. So that gets us all of the outbounds, and this, that one, and let's just get this out to the side. No, you can do the other one. Can you? Oh, no. Seriously? There you go. So that should heat up everything, and power is now also available. So now they're powered, they're heated, and we have our lithium coming in. Because we need to see the actual ratios here. So we need this to heat up. There we go. Now it's heated up, and we can then look at this ratio. So this ratio is pretty good. We are producing 39 and we're consuming 36 of it. Pretty good. And that means we're actually producing 54 of these. So 54 or 55, if we remember one of these locations here, that was requiring 35. So if we can make more of these, and I absolutely can, you know what? We can actually make even more of this, right? I can also just jam this out here. Let's do that. And here and here. Yeah, sweet. That seems good. Then let's get... This will have to be outbound. Oof, I don't know how far outbound, but somehow outbound. And the lithium is also outbound. Great. So let's get this done. And do the same thing for the other one. And there is a reason why I'm doing it like this, because I need them outbound, so they have to be outbound like this. That's why. There, I think. And then let's connect it like this. Yeah? Like that, and like that. So this will now be... And you know what? Let's not be so aggressive with this, because we really don't need that much. We're already having 400,000. And there... Ooh, this is not correct. Like that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah, and that goes in. Cool. Right, so that's all the inputs. We do need one input because this one has hit the holmium plate. So all we need to do is just get holmium plate in. There we go. And I also, just for the sake of it, want to also have an output of this. There, of just the lithium. Lithium is used for one thing, I believe, in and of itself. Yeah, the fluoroketone. So we need a little bit over for the fluoroketone. So we just make sure that it's stored here. And there's then the need for power, but we can do that. These here, like that, and there, and then also just get some power in here, and obviously also get these going. Great, this is a module. Let's get more of those, because this definitely can be mirrored a little bit better. So let's get it out, and actually need to find the middle of this. Okay, so this is the setup now as we're building it. We are then going to take this part here and flip it over on the other side and build it like this, I think, because then I can get this in here and this in here, and yes, so this is the ammonia, and ammonia, this is the lithium brine. It's called, that's what it's called. Lithium brine in here, and lithium brine in there. Okay, so that means these are coming up here. Well, the good news is we can then just copy it again, I suppose, like this, and just kind of plop it down on top, like this. Here, here, here. And they are not exactly connected in here. There we go, just to make sure they connect this part. They can probably connect in here, but let's also put some... That's a great place, and that's a great place, and that's a great place, and that's a great place. Yep. This, because it's kind of how the other one was made. Oops. Here, here, here. Okay, good. And then more roboports, I suppose. This one can go... Oh. Not straight in, but like this. Got it. And does that look... That looks fine. So this is now connected. All I need to do is hook it up, and then it should be working. Why are this... Okay, there are a few things that are not hooked up. Why did I not see that long ago? This one's not. This one. These here. And this one, this one, and that's it. Everything is now hooked up. Everything is fine. We're just gonna hook up the liquids. There we go. Liquids are now coming in. And this whole thing starts working. Great. And just check that everything of any single one of these is capped. Yes, they are. There we go. That's capped. So now if we look at the entire thing here, it's now producing 284, but it's not quite, but it actually is producing 240. So we produce 240 here, and that's enough for 6 of these. So if I do something like this, there we go. That is enough for 12 blocks of that. So that is the beauty of this part. Can I just do all of this, including that? Oof, that would be insanely cool if I could. Wow. I'm gonna do more. Yes. Look at that. So now we have 12 blocks of this, which is, let's have a look. Not so much production capacity, but actually launching capacity, because that's the most important. We have 12 blocks. Each consist of 16 launchers, and each will send up 200 quantum processors. That means it's 38,000 we can send up in one batch. That's perfect. So now we can actually send up, is that really correct? 12 blocks. Why did I get it so different? Oh, right, because it's on 16. Ah, man, it's only 8. There's only 8 in each block. Yeah, so we get 19,000. So I have to launch in 2 batches, but that's fine. We'll have to endure with 2 boxes, but you could also just add more if you like. But this one is definitely keeping up. The only thing that is kind of missing is that this here is also requiring some legendary lithium plates. So the only thing we could do is just to make things actually super simple for ourselves. Because this is the beauty of this design is, what if I just change this to being legendary lithium? Like that. Then it would be require legendary lithium brine, that doesn't exist, legendary ammonia, doesn't exist, and legendary holmium. Okay, so the only thing that I need actually is just changing this to legendary holmium. There we go. Change it, change it, change it, and change it. There we go. So once that's done, now we also have a full supply of legendary holmium, and it's way over capacity just to, because in the previous one where we did the Promethium science, I was saying, funny how that's included here, I was saying I will deal with that some other time, and this is some other time where we actually do this. So that's not actually the right number. It'll be this number. It's just going to be making legendary. So it's 240, and if I look at how much this one requires, it's nowhere near. It needs 69. So this is way overbuilt, but it's so simple because, hey, it's a city block. And that's the beauty of city blocks, isn't it? We do spend some time on making a nice crisp design. And then once we have that crisp design, then it's just stamped down and ready to go. So what I want to do now is I want to wait until something comes in so that we can see that it actually works, getting all of this in action and seeing it do a full batch of launching. So this is going to take a while because this is the next ship coming in and still 400,000 kilometers away. So while I'm waiting for this, you can like the video. You can also pledge on Patreon if you want to get access to all the cool blueprints of this series. And let's just see when this ship comes in and is triggering a launch. So the ship is finally getting here, and I had expected it would take quite a while to fly 400,000 kilometers, plus another 100,000 from the Solar Edge to Aquilo, but it actually took twice a while because, yeah, updates are only at half speed. So it's finally coming in, and if we just look at it, what happens when it comes in, it will come in here. It has 7,000 and it needs 33,000 inbound. So that's, oh, I kind of want to do that. I don't know if that's a good idea, but I kind of want to do that. So it comes in, and as soon as it comes in, it will trigger. Come on. There we go. It triggers. Then they are building, and they're just getting in here as quickly as possible. And we go down here. And look at that, every single one of these are launching and getting ahead. So that's the 19,200 that we are launching automatically. And then on top of that, we also have some in our storage, which means that we can also launch this here. Okay, well, that's just coming in afterwards. That's just how it is. Plus another, it's only coming in at 28,000. Okay, so I guess that's because if we look at here, I'm also launching from every single one of these locations. Yes, they're also trying to launch. And this is why on the ship we're not getting enough fusion power cells. Also interesting that we only use 24 power cells on a full round trip. That's not much. Anyway, we are getting this one in. 64 rockets are coming in, and here we go, they are coming in. And that will then be the trigger for the next cycle to start. So now we have our spaceship, we have our Promethium, we have our quantum process. The last thing to do is how to build and launch 330,000 biters, and then after that figure out how to manage all that so that it doesn't blow up in a monstrous Weyland-Yutani style incident. Thank you very much for watching. As usual, the blueprints are available to patron supporters, so if you are a patron supporter, you can just snatch those beautiful blueprints. If you look at them here, this is a ridiculously good looking Megabase on Aquilo. It doesn't get better than this, in my opinion. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode. Until then, take care and stay effective.